Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sunny, your host, and in this video, we are going to learn that how you can install and set up Raspberry Pi operating system on your favorite Raspberry Pis, and that too with an easy way. Okay, so I will show you the easiest way possible. Actually, Raspberry Pi organization, they have made it so easy that you can get it ready, I think, in 10 to 15 minutes. That's all. Not even more than that. Okay, and that is the easiest way to install. If I compare with the previous way, the way we used to install, it's far easy in this. So we will see that in this particular lecture. Let's see. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so what we will do is now that let's go to the Chrome, okay, and open for, let's search for raspberrypi.com. Okay, and so once we go here, so you will see there this their home page will open, and then click on this software, and here you need to install a Raspberry Pi imager. Okay, so just download this for Windows. Okay, once you do it, so it will download imager here, and then click on this one, and it will ask for a permission initial, so just click on this and it will open a setup. So let me zoom in slightly. Okay, so I hope you can see it. So if I click on install, so it will just quickly, it will start installing it, and then you can click on then run Raspberry Pi imager. Okay, so let me finish this and it will open a Raspberry Pi imager by default. Okay, so I hope you have installed the Raspberry Pi imager. So now we can just open the Raspberry Pi imager here. Click on this Windows and just open Raspberry Pi imager, and then it will ask for a permission. Click on yes, and then it will open a Raspberry Pi imager for you. Okay, so here you can first of all get and choose the operating system. So we will choose the default one, which is recommended by Raspberry Pi. Click on that, and then after that we will do one thing that we can go for a headless setup. That means I don't want to go into Raspberry Pi and do the setup again after switching it on. So we can do everything or we can pre-configure everything here. Okay, so let's open this setting tab here, and so you can keep it for this session, or you can always use the same setup. Okay, that is up to you. I was keeping it for this session only. Then you can set the host name here, so we will set it to Raspberry Pi local. So that means you will be able to find it by this host name. Okay, so you don't have to even remember the IP address. You can send it like this. You can just simply search for this one as a Raspberry Pi local, and then we can enable SSH as well, and we can keep it as a password authentication as well. Okay, so we will keep it as a password protected. So it will simply use the password that we set up. Okay, so here you can see that you can set the username and password. So username, I can leave it to default as pi, and password wise I will set up here. So I will just take any simple password, and it's up to you that you can go for a better password as well. Then you can configure the wireless LAN as well. So let's say if you want to connect to a wireless system, so like to which Wi-Fi you are connected. Right now I'm connected to iNeuron. Okay, so it will be connected, and even it will pick up the password from our own system as well. Okay, then after that, like wireless LAN country, that which one it is. So it is selected as GB, so I will just go for the Indian. So I will just look for IN. Okay, if I just press IN, so it will not work. Okay, so I need to just scroll down. Okay, so let's scroll down quickly. It's even taking time. So IN I will select. Okay, so you can select for your country, and then like set the local settings as well. So I will set for Asia Kolkata. Okay, and keyboard layout I will keep it US only, and place on with when finished, and all these things we can keep it as it is. Okay, so let's click on save, and that's all. And then you can just click on the like USB SD card that you have already plugged in. Okay, SD card. So you can click on this one. So I am having 32 GB. It's not needed to have 32 GB. You can even install it on 16 GB as well. So now we have both two options are selected. We have pre-configured it as well. So let's click on write. Okay, so it will simply ask one permission again, so that every data will be erased into your USB master's device, USB device. Okay, so we can just click we can accept this change. Yes, and then it will start writing the data on that. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, first of all it will write the data, and then it will verify it. Okay, so let's wait till then. Okay, so once you complete the it's complete, so it will pop up this message that write was successful, and it has been written on your USB device, and you need to now you can remove this SD card. Okay, so we can continue now here, and we will close it, and we will now plug this into our Raspberry Pi, and we will boot our Raspberry Pi. Okay, so I think you can see that, okay, how easy it was, right? So let's jump into our Raspberry Pi. So here it is, your like after booting up, so you can see that how easy it is to install an operating system now on Raspberry Pi because of this Raspberry Pi imager. Okay, so here we are. Now the first thing that you should do is that you should like open a terminal first of all. Okay, and to open a terminal, what you can do is you can simply press Alt Control T. Okay, and it will open a command prompt, or actually a terminal, which we call. And here, let me make it slightly bigger. So as you can see on a screen, so first of all, we will just go for an update. Okay, sudo apt update, enter, and it will do the basic updates. And once it is done, so we will go for an upgrade. Okay, so let's wait for a moment. It's about to finish. Yes, we can go for now upgrade. So it will take some time to upgrade. Okay, so it's about 10.8 MB. So that's all. So we can press yes, and it is about to like finish the updates. Okay, and it will take time as per your it depends upon your internet connection. Okay, so it's about to finish. So as you can see, it's at 15-16%. So let's wait for it. So now the download is done. So it's now about to like it's trying to install the upgrades. Okay, so it's at 19%. So let's wait again. So here we are. We have upgraded our Raspberry Pi as well. So now let's see. Okay, so now let's. Most of the time, we will normally be handling or we will be connecting our Raspberry Pi using secure shell. Okay, so for that is SSH. So we need to know that okay, what is on which IP it is available. Okay, local IP. So for that, we can just simply write host name and then space hyphen capital I, and so you can see it is available at 168.3.144. So let's now go to our Windows system. Okay, and let's SSH our Pi. Here I am on my Windows. Okay, so let me open a terminal here. So I'm using my git bash terminal. Okay, so let me make it slightly bigger. Okay, so like there are two ways to do the SSH. Okay, either what you can do is you can use the same, like you can give the username at the rate, and then you can give the IP that you have just like just before some time you have already find it out. Okay, so we have found out it as 192.168.3.144. But sometimes what happens, like let's say if you are having multiple devices which is connected to the same network, so this may change dynamically. Okay, so it is difficult. Like whenever you will power it on, so you have to check it that okay whether this is the host name or not. Not host name actually. It's if this is the IP that you have that you're working on or not. So let's check here. So you can see that is asking for the password. So I will just write here the password. Okay, and then I will press enter. So we are in the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so this is one of the ways. Now let me show you the other way. So first of all, if you want to come out of it, so you can go for exit. It will say that okay, you are logged out of that connection. The other way is to, instead of using this, you can, if you can remember, so what we did is like we have given when we were pre-configuring it before, like while we were installing the OS. So we have given it a name, right? So it was Raspberry Pi.local. Okay, so if you use this, so you don't have to remember that. Okay, uh, that IP, you can see if you're doing it for the first time, it will ask for this. Are you sure you want to connect this? And because it is not available, okay, already, like you have never connected to this way to your Raspberry Pi. So for the first time, it will definitely ask it. So I will click here yes, and then press enter. So you can see now it will ask for the like Raspberry Pi local's password. So I will say that okay, it is, and I will press enter. So you can see now again I am in the same Raspberry Pis, okay, that I have connected securely through SSH to my Raspberry Pi. Okay, so in this way I can access my Raspberry Pi's data or anything through the command line. Okay, so that was a very simple setup. I hope you have liked it. Okay, and you have learned something here, and that's how Raspberry Pi made it so easy. Okay, Raspberry Pi Imager has made it so easy to use now Raspberry Pi. And first of all, the initial setup itself had made it easy. Like earlier it was very difficult to do it. Okay, not difficult, but it was a lengthy process, not easier than this one. Okay, so see you all in the next lecture. Till then, keep on learning and keep on exploring. Thank you.